that little spur of the moment idea, hey, I'll just put a bunch of tasks in a fishbowl and turn it into vlogmas, may have absolutely changed my life. Welcome back to Jamie Chaotic. Welcome back to my slightly less chaotic home. We are finally going to do the end of Vlogmas walkthrough. It's like January 10th or 9th or something as I'm filming this. So I apologize that it's taken so long. It's just things got busy. It was Christmas time. What can I say? It got busy. Once the kids were off school for the break, just one thing led to another. Brody ended up getting sick. I just didn't have a chance to film this. And I wanted to take down all of Christmas, which if you haven't watched that video should be up already at this point. Now, I'm gonna give you the home tour to show you how all of that hard work during Vlogmas, the whole fishbowl decluttering fiasco, how it transformed my home and how it paid off. So without further ado, let's walk through the house. Of course, we're starting off with Maxwell being nosy and wanting to know what I am doing and being right in the middle of everything. Here is the entrance to the house. I'm standing literally in the threshold of the front door. This is the entrance. The living room's over there. Stairs are here. I will start with the fact that the stairs are still cleared off. Shoot off the confetti gun. It might be a miracle. Here is the hall tree, which so many of you hate this piece of furniture. So sorry to hear that. We love it. Functions amazing. And it's in pretty darn good condition still. I got my kind of skag purses here that I've been using. I just set these two things down and they will go with me when I leave again. So this is fine. This is the coat that I was just wearing today during my walk, my morning walk. So entryway, this is still clear. I'm carting this around with me. That's the tripod in case I need a tripod for something. This area is still completely clear and entryway's looking amazing. I'm going to walk through the house just the natural way to walk through. I thought about going one area at a time, like in the order in which I cleaned them, but I think it makes more sense to just walk through the entire house. Entry closet hasn't really changed. The shoes even have stayed somewhat organized. This pair of shoes could probably hang up here, but other than that, I think we're good. We have even used the suitcase. This is maybe the biggest miracle of all. We have used one of the suitcases and they made it back into the closet when we got home. It's nothing short of a damn miracle. Part of the explanation of that is Blake really likes how clean the house is and has found a newfound commitment to helping put things away now that he kind of knows where everything goes. Apparently my husband didn't know where things went in his own home. So now he does. And we're good. We're gonna get to this next. Just quickly, we're gonna go in this direction, even though this whole wing of the house, not really a wing, it's a bedroom and a bathroom, but this whole area of the house wasn't really in the fishbowl, but I'm still going to show you the Office of Doom is sitting here, ready to go whenever I'm ready to handle it. Hey, Maxie Poo, it's coming, because I gotta get back to work. I still haven't started working yet, you guys. It's like a week into January. I really need to probably do that. Oh, the joys of working for yourself. This is the running donation zone. Okay. Once that box is filled up, it'll go out into the car. I can give you a little peek into the bathroom because it ain't that bad. I'm still not going to turn the lights on necessarily. I mean, it's not great, but it is clean. It has been cleaned. It has been washed and sanitized. And there's not like a bunch of crap here except for Blake's ring, which apparently he's single today. That's in somewhat decent condition. Decent enough where if somebody comes over to our house, they can use the bathroom without me like trying to dive in front of the door to stop them. Okay, walking into the living room. This area, like always, gets a little bit out of control on the regular. I considered cleaning up before making this video, but I decided against it because I want it to be just the real example of the result of the decluttering. So if I just tidy it all up again, it wouldn't show how it's functioning. This desk is still not functioning great, as we can see. Some toys from Christmas got plopped here. This is like a gift Bo brought home from Christmas that he never even went through. Here's the homework that they're currently working on, and then just kind of a bunch of other crap has been set around, you know? So it's one of those zones where it gets messy. It becomes a drop zone for the kids. They just sort of like plop stuff down on here, and it needs to get refreshed quite often, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's a creative / homework zone, and it's bound to get a little bit haywire sometimes. Another area that we did not really touch very much other than up there, which is still the same. It's a toy closet. Due to Christmas, it has gotten a little bit psychotic in here. Something fell. Something was up here and it fell one night. I think it's probably that orange bin right there. There was this huge crash one night. I came downstairs, could not for the life of me figure out what broke. And I was looking everywhere. I'm like, well, if I can't figure it out, I guess it's no big deal. I thought maybe it was something in the office, but nothing had spilled in there. So turns out it was something in here. So this room is gonna be on the list. There are significant amounts of things in here that the kids don't play with anymore. And I might just have to push Brody a little bit to let some of it go. Bo said, just get rid of all of it. I don't care about anything. So he doesn't care at all. He doesn't really play with this stuff except for the Legos. And I've mentioned all this before. Brody really doesn't play with his dinosaurs anymore. He was that kid, you know, the dinosaur kid. Just, he doesn't really play with them anymore. So I think he can let some of those go. He might just need a little bit of encouragement. Over here, the puzzle, the advent calendar puzzle, is complete. I finished it. I did 95% of this puzzle. The kids helped a little, but it just didn't capture their attention like I had hoped. But it's finished now. I had fun doing it. I like a good puzzle, but now I can tear it down. And this table, I didn't even move it back, but the table obviously goes right here. Here's the state of the couch right now. Clearly it's not like all put together and like made. I didn't make the couch. The blankets are all skag. I've been scooting the table away to do yoga right here. Here's my yoga stuff is back downstairs. So yeah, I do yoga right here and I just scooch the table over when I do it. Here is the video game zone. Yes, the wires are still like this. We need a couple more HDMI cords once we get them and hook everything up. Right now we've just been like changing the HDMI cord based on whatever they want to play. These all kind of need to be taken down and like re-put up in a nicer way, you know? There's kind of not much we can do about this. It's not like we can put it into the wall. We're renters. We are just gonna have to deal with cords. It's kind of gonna suck. At one point I kind of wanted something tall here so the cords could just go bloop straight across. I feel like that would have been better, but also I love that right there. So just work in progress, like everything. Playmat is back downstairs. Christmas tree is gone. This whole area is stable. I don't know what to say about it. It's stable. It's clean enough. It's functioning well. There's really nothing on the table except for the napkins. The game area is still organized, and we have been playing games. I will say we had an intense round of Cootie and Candyland the other night. We have double snail habitats at this moment. Brody picked this out, this bigger snail habitat for Bo for Christmas, which I thought was a very kind, thoughtful present. And then as we were emptying this one out into here with the intention to get rid of this one, we discovered eggs. So we're kind of waiting to see if those are going to hatch, and then we will get rid of this one. I didn't want to disturb the eggs. Heaven forbid. So more snail babies. But other than that, we got to clean out. The food is getting kind of old. It's ready for a new batch of food in there. There's one of the snails right there. No, that's not Gary. It's too little. They're all buried right now. They really like the new dirt and they like dug themselves deep down in it. Okay, moving on to the kitchen. I just finished drinking a smoothie. So that's gonna be in here. There's also a step stool because I was looking for the smoothie parts. The smoothie attachments. We have some dirty dishes. These are clean dishes that I have not put away from our little dinner that we had last night with some family. We had some family over. These are just clean things that need to get put away. However, you will see not really the buildup that we've had before. This whole counter is still clean almost until you get to right here. I was eating these. Like, truly, came home from my walk, I had a snack, I took a shower, and then I filmed this. I did not clean anything up. So here's my one that I had in. I just wanted it to be very real, you know? This is about how it is on the daily. The dishes do get cleaned up. The clean ones do get put away, but not always immediately. And that's okay because it's not an overwhelming amount of stuff. Now the collection up on top of the fridge has gotten bad again. That's where we ended up putting all of these cups that were just kind of living right here. Blake ended up putting them up there. These are the ones that he uses. I do have a plan. I've been thinking a lot about it. I do have a plan for where I'm gonna put some stuff in the kitchen. I am going to make this a video at some point. It's on the list, cleaning all of these out. I will say that sneak peek, I have already changed the spice area. I had this little Lazy Susan that had my coffee mugs on it, and I put the spices on it. There's some on the side here too. We're gonna put the rest of the spices, like the rubs, up here because I can only reach right here. This is a stretch that is impossible. So anything Blake uses up there and his meat rubs, which sounds gross, they can go up here because he's the one that accesses them, not me. So like I said, I have plans. I have thought deeply about what's going on in each one of these cupboards. Just the dishes need to get cleaned and put away. And the step stool needs to get put back in the garage. Oh, there's a rogue spice on the floor. I knocked it over. Okay, walking. We're walking. I'm gonna put this back in the garage. Garage is still real bad, real bad. This shelf is coming soon because I think once I get this back in a really organized working order, a lot of this is gone. The paper towels, they go in this shelf. The Ziploc bags and a lot of the stuff that's just here on the floor, it goes on this shelf, but it just got really disorganized. So I'm gonna be having that on the list for very soon as well. Okay, we have some leftover Christmas stuff that needs to get put away. There's just more linens in the wash. So I'm waiting until those are done being washed and then I'll put all this away at once. It's just the last little remnants, you know, there's always like a straggler or two. I got this for Christmas. It's just a little single cup pour over filter coffee thing, which is really cool. And then this is new cat food. Those need to get in here somehow. After much discussion in the comments, I think we have all agreed the coffee cups need to go inside. What a novel concept. That is kind of what I wanted to do all along. I just didn't do it in the moment. By the time I was organizing this and putting everything away, I was real tired and I just needed to sit with it for a while and use it for a while in the state that I left it. And I have decided I'm gonna reorganize it a little bit. Because I also just shoved in here at some point the travel coffee mugs. Those definitely need to be in here too. These were one of the things that were sitting on the side of the kitchen, sitting on the side of the sink with nowhere to live. They should be in here with the coffee stuff. I've also jammed in all of the hot cocoa stuff because we were having hot cocoa a lot around Christmas time and it's still winter. We probably will still be having hot cocoa a lot. And yeah, it just needs one more try. That's really what it needs. I need to consolidate the popcorn stuff, and I think that will give us a lot more room. I want to get the coffee mugs inside, and I think I'm not quite sure what I want to put here yet. I'm considering cookbooks, but because we still need the coffee beans and the stir sticks, which this is functioning fine. I know a lot of people were like, you're never going to put those coffee beans back in that shelf. You're never going to put this back in. We have been. It's been working fine for us. So I might put like this and the new little single drip pour over thing that I just got right there. That's a possibility. We'll see. I would rather this area just have less stuff. I just don't like the coffee mugs right there. So if they can get in here somewhere, that would be good. I also got that for Christmas, a new electric tea kettle from my mom because it matches all my stuff and it's cuter than our old one that we had. And so that was nice. I need to change this. It's time to move on from holiday things. The little vacuum needs to get put away. There's the rest of my advent calendar wines that I didn't even drink. Very rarely do I really drink alcohol these days. These are tins. This is the old water tea kettle to get rid of. And then these Christmas boxes and tins, again with this, go back, filed back into the Christmas stuff. Eventually. As far as this area goes, we're still looking good. Nothing has really accumulated here. We've got just this little bit, but there's a plan for that. This is just Blake's bin of Christmas presents that he got. And laundry, which is always happening. There's always laundry. This pile is just like mostly Blake stuff. I don't bother handling this. The curtains are me. That is me. Those are going in the office. Lord knows when. But Blake's clutter, as long as it's like contained in here, I don't really care. The laundry room is a disaster. We haven't touched that in a long time. That needs a whole redo. By the way, Blake puts these cardboard boxes in front of his speakers when he's not home because otherwise he's afraid, and rightly so, that the cats will scratch on the fabric. So for those of you who wonder what the heck is going on here, that's what that is. And it works until they knock the box over. Oh, we also got one of these. Scooch their dry food bowl. But we got one of those. Oh my God, highly recommend for the cats to keep the water running. Oh my God, because my cats are like the kind that want to drink out of the sink. They prefer running water. So that thing has been amazing. They use it. It's not loud. It doesn't scare them. They love it. So yeah, this is the whole downstairs. If I took maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes and reset this place, put the puzzle away, move the coffee table, tidied up the kitchen, put the clean dishes away, this place would look near perfect, or at least as perfect as it's gonna look until I dive into some more decluttering zones. Oh, the other area I didn't show was in here. This is still good. I forgot that I decluttered this. This, I am considering moving the candles down here. I haven't finished doing it because half the candles are upstairs. Some people commented on the upstairs, what do you call it, area where I keep like backstock of bathroom items, the cabinet up there, because I have a bunch of candles, Bath and Body Works candles up there. And they were like, why don't you keep the candles downstairs with the other candles? And I'm like, yeah, why don't I? I don't know. For some reason, I thought those were upstairs candles and these are downstairs candles, which makes no logical sense at all. Those ones I'm okay right there. There's nothing else that I need to put there right now anyway. These ones, they would be too tall for this little skinny drawer, so I'm moving them all down. And I don't think I really need that many taper candles. I had a dinner party for Christmas and we didn't even use taper candles. We used those votives. So that's why I didn't really even put them down in there, because I'm like, do I even really ever use taper candles? Let's rethink that. So I think I'm gonna move the Bath and Body Works candles down here and just kind of like, shift this stuff around and have this be the candle drawer, which is great. And then that's still the kid party supply drawer. And we did use the linens for my Christmas party. It was great. I put the linens back in there. For some reason, I want all of the table linens in here, even the Christmas ones. I don't want them in the Christmas bins. Don't try to make sense of that. That's just what my brain wants. So that's what it's gonna get. Okay, so that's it for the downstairs. Oh yeah, this is still their Christmas toys, their Christmas things that they got for Christmas. Like I said, I leave that out for a while before I file it all away. We're just about almost to the point where it's time to file all this away. They're back to school. I think it's time to find homes for this stuff. So that'll be a task coming up soon. Up the stairs. Landing's clear. We're not gonna go into the boys' room because things have changed in there pretty dramatically. There was one of those chain reaction projects that we didn't really expect to happen that did, and it has completely changed everything in their room. So that's way different in there, and that's gonna be a video I think coming up next. So I'm not gonna show you that now and spoil the surprise. But we will notice the blue bookshelf. It is not here anymore. The drums have been scooched to the corner. The piano has been scooched over. We have more room to walk into the bedroom now. We do need a longer extension cord, and then the drums can go even a little bit further over. Francie, I just turned Francie off before I started this video. Francie's here. There she is. There's the landing. The bookshelf is still good. I did shove a couple more books in there that are kind of cattywampus and not really in there well, but I don't have room. So that's gonna get reimagined. It's always just a work in progress, you know? This is still good. I think it's like about exactly the way that it looked before. I don't think anything has changed, except I put my knee brace up there. That's one thing that has changed. Ooh, we still didn't oil the hinge, clearly. So that's still functioning really well. The bathroom, if we can walk in here. Hi. I was running Francie, Eufy robot vacuum. So that's why that stuff is up on the toilet, because I like it to run in here too. So basically it's the sink area that I did in here. We've got some toilet paper not on the toilet paper roll because no one in my family knows how to do that apparently. And I waved the white flag in surrender. I'm just sick of doing it and I don't care. Brody's sick. He has some cough medicine and that's just sitting there because this is when he takes it, when he's brushing his teeth before bed. So other than that, it's clean. I did get that tumble up finally cleaned out and it's being used, and I swear to you I use mouthwash more often now that it's in the pretty container. Functions amazingly well. Highly recommend. It's called a tumble up, or you know, a cup and water carafe, but you fill it up with your mouthwash instead. It's amazing. Highly love it. Okay, that's it for the bathroom. Bedroom now is a little disheveled, I guess. Mostly because we've got some laundry going on. I brought this up here, and I think I'm gonna put it back downstairs. I use it up here more, I think, but I don't like it up here more. I'd rather have it with the rest of the workout stuff. Yeah, that's just some laundry that needs to be folded and put away, along with these two baskets. It's clean stuff. This is a return that I have to make. You know, I haven't put all the laundry away, so the socks are still here. I was dusting and I left this in here. It should go in the little cabinet. My hairbrush doesn't really, it just floats around. There's no really spot for it. This is looking a little more bare, if you remember. These books were kind of more in the middle, and there's another stack of books with this picture and this on top of it. I haven't like restyled this or anything yet, but I did clear out some more books because I've been reading more. And I will move this out of the way just for now. And so I was able to file some more books into here because I've gotten rid of some because I've read them. And then this is just the stack of the ones that I'm working on now. Like, I'll go in this order kind of a thing. That's the book I just finished that needs to be donated. This is the window seat for the cats. And then that's my, like, every morning I put on this big fluffy coat because it's freezing in our house in the morning, and my slippers. And that's my dirty laundry. That chair is going away. And this is stuff that needs to go downstairs because, you know, I always have a running bin of stuff that needs to go up or down. The cat seat is out of the window because, one, it's January and let's be honest, it's cold, even in Southern California. And two, sadly, as you can see off in the distance, that is not cloud cover. That is smoke from, I'm guessing, the Palisades fire. The other fire, like towards Pasadena, is more that way. Looks like the wind is switching and the smoke is headed our way now, which sucks. I was outside walking this morning and it was clear and it was nice and the winds are finally calm, but I can still see all the smoke off in the distance. We are about 50, I'm gonna say 50-ish miles away from the Pacific Palisades fire. So we are completely safe. We are nowhere near any hilly wildlands either. So it would have to be a very, very large catastrophic event. Our closest mountains are off that way, which you can't even see them because there's smoke covering them. If those caught on fire, it theoretically could burn all the way to the ocean, but we'd be talking about like 30 miles of flat city being burned. It would be very, very crazy. Not unheard of. I mean, we've seen, like, what was it, Santa Rosa? Like, basically that whole city burned down. So it could happen, but this particular round of fires happening right now is not affecting us other than that smoke. Anybody with asthma, which is me and my oldest son, Bo, both have asthma. My youngest son, Brody, has a respiratory infection right now. They're both at school. He's on the mend. He's on antibiotics and he's not contagious or anything. So he's at school, but his lungs are very sensitive right now. And then Bo and our lungs are always sensitive because we have asthma. So, it just sucks. It's terrible. All the people have lost their homes, all the businesses, people have died. It is just, I mean, I don't know what to say. Sure, we don't get hurricanes, we don't get tornadoes, we get the occasional earthquake, but the annual weather that we get and we have is fire season and Santa Ana winds. It's devastating. It's just devastating. So, and I don't want to dwell on it because I get very, very upset and emotional. And yeah, it's just horrendous. It's one of my top 3 worst fears, other than, something happening to my kids, is having a house fire. And Penny doesn't want to hear any more about this. She's like, shut up, Mom. I'm trying to sleep. Don't talk about terrible things. And I don't want to leave it on a downer note either. So we're going to move on. It's just so hard for me sometimes. I did get a new cat scratcher for the kitties. They love this one. And it doesn't leave the little cardboard shreds all over the place. Highly recommend that one. There's always some Blake just stuff. Oh, let's end it on this. Oh, as Blake's mouth guard is just hanging out like some chompers for all of you to see. He doesn't put stuff away. We all know this by now. What is happening there? Look at what I got. I was going to wrap it up and put it under the tree as a Christmas present for Blake. But I decided that was too mean. So I just bought it and I put it here. And it took him a solid, I'm going to say a solid 2 weeks before he even noticed that it was here. And even then, I think I pointed it out to him. I think he said, oh, aren't you going to get me a trash can or something like that? Like, I really could use a trash can up in the bedroom. And I was like, I got one. It's been there. It's been there for a long time. It's like, it has? So I don't know if he has yet to use it because I keep throwing away his crap that he's still leaving on the table. But hey, at least it's a less shorter walk for me. We have a big giant trash can in the bathroom, which is 10 feet away. But all of you suggested that this would help him. And yet, thus far, I'm the one that threw away all of the stuff that's in there. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like it's just being married, cohabitating with someone. Like I've said before, it's not easy. It's not easy when you are on 2 different planes as far as cleanliness and neurodivergence. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that's the whole walkthrough. That's the whole space. Before I talk about plans for the future, I just absolutely need to say thank you to everyone who was so into the whole Vlogmas fishbowl thing. It worked so well. These are my final thoughts about the fishbowl method itself. It worked so well for me. First of all, I've realized as I was analyzing the spaces in the house to write the list for the fishbowl, I was able to see what really needed to be done. And my mind was, for the first time, able to break it into small parts. I did not always break them into small enough parts. I don't like you guys seeing my back in the mirror there. We'll go back to the window here. The parts were not always small enough. That is maybe the one correction I would make. Like the coffee bar should have been 3 pulls from the fishbowl. Like, top of the coffee bar, number one, left side of the doors, right side, you know, something more like that. These were supposed to be really quick, like 30 minutes tops kind of cleanups, and some of them took all day. Next time I do the fishbowl, which I absolutely, positively, 100% am going to continue this on and off camera, truly, because it helped me so much. But in the future, I am going to break it into much more reasonable, smaller tasks. If it's something where I'm doing like one task a day type of a thing, where I know I'm really busy with work and I just don't want the house to get out of control again. I feel like if I just keep some certain zones in the fishbowl, it'll help. I want to put cleaning tasks in the fishbowl next, like deep cleaning zones, because I am not someone who really is totally physically capable. I know this sounds kind of pathetic, but I am not physically capable, due to my terrible bad back, to be scrubbing stuff all day or multiple hours a day. So I think if I put like scrub the bathtub, scrub the kitchen sink, regrout the kitchen sink, things like that, if I put those into the fishbowl and just do one a day or one every other day, it will make me like less manic and less physically pained when it's over. And then I end up being in bed for like a week afterwards because I totally overdid it. I definitely get into like a mania cleaning when I get on a roll cleaning stuff, because there's I don't know, an ADHD or an OCD kind of thing that happens to me when I start cleaning, and it's bad. It like takes over my soul. I get hyper focused on it, and then I get real weird about it's not clean enough. It's not clean enough. There's still germs, and I like get panicky. So I'm thinking if I just force myself to do one small thing per day, I won't overdo it for my body. I won't overdo it for my brain. I won't let myself get into that frenzied manic state that I get into. And I want to just test it out. I want to see how it goes. I think it's going to help, because the fishbowl has really helped me with whatever flavor and brand of neurodivergence I have. We've established I've got something. There's something going on here. I haven't been diagnosed with anything, but my thoughts and behaviors are not totally neurotypical. And I acknowledge that and I recognize that. And it actually helps me knowing that about myself now, because I can see what I'm doing and kind of understand why I'm doing it. And then therefore be like, nope, stop it, Jamie. You're hyper-focusing. You're forgetting about every single other thing in your entire life. Let's stop now. Let's switch tasks, which is terrible for me, but we got to do it, you know. I'll get more into that later, because I also have a new planner system that I myself created. It's a digital planner that I use on my iPad through the Good Notes app. And I created the planner myself. And thus far this year, like I said, it's the 9th of January. So for 9 days, it's been working exceptionally well. And I've been staying on task for just about everything I've been wanting to do. So I'll get into more of that at some other time. But between that and the fishbowl, I feel like my life is just much more on track right now. I feel so much less overwhelmed. And clearly, decluttering the space has made a tremendous amount of difference. Penny has woken up, so I can sit kind of on the bed now next to her little butt. No, you don't have to leave. I'm a bad cat mom. Having a decluttered space, and it's not completely decluttered, of course. I have a lot of my own collection that I want to pare down and changes that I want to make in other areas of the house. Obviously, the office is next. Help me. Being able to have family over for the holidays, that was the goal. Not only were we able to accomplish that, but then every time anybody came over after that dinner party that we had, I wasn't freaking out. I wasn't embarrassed. I was proud of my home. I felt good about my house and apartment. I always just call it a house because it feels like a house, but it's an apartment. And I wasn't afraid to have people over. And Blake and I both really like having people over. We really like cooking for people. Blake's a very good cook. I try my best. And the kids enjoy it. Kids enjoy having when we have family over. And I don't know, it feels more like a real adult home now. I can say that at age almost 42. Sure, I wish we were able to own a real home. And a lot of what is going on here and a lot of my emotional meltdowns that I have and emotional resistance to fixing this place up, like the grout whole situation, has nothing to do with this place. It does and it doesn't, but it mostly doesn't. I don't want to dive too deep into it right now, but it's based on the feeling of an apartment is temporary. This isn't our home. We don't own it. I can't make the changes that I really want to make. I can't tear out the kitchen and put in a new one. It's based on me wishing that I owned a home. It's what I always thought would happen my whole life. There was nothing in my life that ever made me think I would have less of a life than my parents did, that I did when I was a child growing up. My parents owned their own home in this exact same city. And their jobs, I would argue, were lesser jobs than my husband and I have right now. Lesser as far as salary, you know. Obviously, times were just completely different in the 90s and 80s and 90s when they were able to buy a home. So I always thought that we would have a home too. I thought my kids would have a backyard. I thought they would have a neighborhood filled with other kids like I did. And we don't. So there is a lot of just sadness and pain that's associated with that. And then when I am also unhappy with the current situation in this apartment, without really realizing it, I kind of spiral out of control about the bigger picture, which is us not being able to buy a home. I'm working on it. I'm working on being thankful for what we do have. I am trying to change my attitude and saying it's okay to put time and effort and money into making this apartment closer to what I want it to be. Like when we moved in, I didn't even want to paint the walls, even though I absolutely hate this creamy beige color on the walls. I'm not a beige, tan, cream colored kind of person. If it was a neutral, I would still even like gray better than this. But I would put a color on the wall instead. Even white, pure white, I would like better than this. But I didn't even want to paint the walls, which is the easiest thing, and I've done a million times in my life. I'm very good at it. It's not a problem for me to paint a wall. But when we moved in here, I didn't want to. It's like, I don't want to put any effort into this place. It's not mine. And this is my third apartment that I've lived in since moving out of my parents' house. And my first apartment, I painted the walls because I was excited. It was a new fun thing I was doing. I had my own place for the first time and it was exciting. But by the third apartment, and we've got little kids, I was just like tired of this. I don't want to be renting anymore. I don't care what color the walls are because this isn't my home. So I'm trying to change my mindset about that and get that feeling that I had in my very first apartment of, I want my apartment to be cool. I want my apartment to represent me and my style. And it's okay to put some effort in it. We've been here going on, this is year 6 that we've been here. We're 5.5 years we've been here. And we're not planning to go anywhere. We can't go anywhere. There's nowhere else for us to go. We have to stay here. I wouldn't be surprised if we stayed here until the kids graduated high school, to be honest with you. At that point, who knows what's going to happen. But as far as wanting the kids to stay in the school district and all that, I could see us staying here until they graduate high school. So why not do the grout? And I'm bringing all this up because this was a big part of the vlogmas. I was starting to face some of these issues, especially in the kitchen and the bathroom. Those are the two like trigger zones for me that really make me upset. And thanks to some people in the comments asking certain questions or making certain comments and suggestions that really got me thinking about this, because I hadn't totally 100% made that connection, that my anxiety and the trigger that happens to me when I'm looking at the dirty kitchen and the dirty bathroom, I did not totally make that connection that it has to do with me not owning this place and not owning a house and not being able to do what I truly want to do and have new grout if I want new grout, or I keep calling it grout, but it's caulking, Macaulay Culkin. I understand that it's caulking, not caulking, but I was saying caulking over and over again because I don't want to say it like the other way because I'm afraid I'm gonna get demonetized on YouTube if I say caulking too many times. So anyway, I'm gonna keep calling it grout because that's a better way to call it, even though it's not grout at all. But if I want to redo that, I should redo that, even though this isn't my home. The landlord's not gonna do it. I don't want to draw attention to us. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna ask them to do it, even if they would. Which why would they? Truly, why would they? They don't care. I don't want to draw any attention to us. I want to just be good tenants that don't ever need anything. But that doesn't mean that I should just suffer in silence over here. I can do these things myself. And I kind of changed my mindset and thought, if this was a friend who lived here and they were asking me for advice on how to make it nicer, what advice would I give that person? Because I would feel like a friend or a family member deserves to have a nice space. But for some reason, I feel like I don't, because I don't know, we failed as adults and weren't able to buy a home in a neighborhood where the starter homes are $1.3 million. No, that's not fair to me to say that to myself. So I need to treat myself nicer. And I think one of the things you're going to see going forward on this channel this year are some renter-friendly DIYs to make this place, especially the kitchen and the bathroom, a little more palatable to me. I haven't talked about it much on this channel because I think, frankly, I've been a little embarrassed to admit this, but I went to college for interior design. Technically, I'm an interior designer. Actually, it was one step further than interior design. It was interior architecture. So I literally know how to tear down walls inside of a building and space plan and do full home remodels. That's a walk in the park for me. I was trained to do commercial work like restaurants and hotels. That's what, when I worked as an interior designer, that's the kind of projects I was working on, like big deals. I haven't done it in a long, long time. I only worked as an interior designer at a college for a very short amount of time. And then a whole story time series of events happened that I will not go into right now, but I ended up changing professions and I became a graphic designer, and I worked as a graphic designer for like, I don't know, 15 years. And I stopped doing that and I started doing this. I started doing my vintage reselling and started doing YouTube. So I've worn many hats. I have a design eye. I know what to do and how to do it. I'm the one who should be giving other people tips. And I hate saying it like that because it makes me sound like pompous or something, but I'm very confident in my interior design skills. I think I do have a good eye. I love my style, and I could very easily design a space that has a completely different style because I literally went to college for this. I worked as an interior designer. I love interior design. Let's put that out there too. I would love nothing more in my entire life than to own a home, the worst, most untouched home in the neighborhood. Nothing would make me happier than purchasing that and fixing it up. Truly, it would be my absolute dream come true to be able to do that. So the devastation that's likely never going to be something that I get to do sucks, and it hurts, and it's, honestly a grieving process, which sounds wild, but it's something that was really, really important to me. It just was, and I have to grieve the fact that it's not going to happen. But that doesn't mean, like I said, that doesn't mean that I can't grieve that and also celebrate the place that I am in now, because I'm not living on the street in a cardboard box, which is something to be thankful for in this day and age, because a lot of people are. We have a roof over our head and a frivolous thing like decorating it. I don't need to let that get me so down and so depressed, So moving forward, just doing the fishbowl and the vlogmas has kind of pulled me out of maybe even a depression or some sort of a funk that I've been in about the house, about the apartment, that I'm now realizing fixing this place up and having pride in it again and having people over and not just being ashamed of where I live has helped a lot. And I think the more I fix it up and the nicer I make it and the happier I am while I'm living here, which could be for another decade at least, I need this. I need this. And the Vlogmas, it was a spur of the moment idea that has literally changed my outlook on my entire living space, my entire dwelling. My outlook has completely changed. I'm in such a much, much, much better place. I'm still working through some stuff. I think a lot of our home and our surroundings and the objects that we're keeping, and if people are into decluttering and need to declutter and need decluttering motivation, there's probably a lot of psychology and emotion revolving around all of that stuff. So I myself need to talk this stuff out. This is my talk therapy right now. And hopefully it resonates with some other people who have the same thoughts and feelings. Maybe not the exact same situation, but similar enough where they're like, oh yeah, that's why I'm doing XYZ. I see it now. I needed that vlogmas decluttering series and all of your support and kind words and everything to help me work out why this place got so bad in the first place. It wasn't just because I was really busy, which definitely was part of it. But the other part of it was I'm so busy. So why am I going to prioritize cleaning up or decluttering or giving two shits about this place that I hate living in because it's not mine? I don't own it. I can't do what I really want to do to it. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to just white knuckle it and live here unhappy and stressed out. No. I deserve better than that. Anybody else in the same situation deserves better than that. It's frustrating to put time, effort, and money into a place that you know you are not going to be living in forever and that you are not going to have any kind of equity from fixing it up. You're not going to get that money back ever. It's money that's being flushed down the toilet as far as getting that cash back in hand someday. It's not going to happen. But it's not worth doing. Double negative. It is worth doing it still for your own peace of mind, for your own happiness, and to make your home as good as you can make it while you are living there. Even if it is temporary, it's worth the effort. And that is my mindset now. So enough yapping. That's the recap. The fishbowl has not only been a method to focus me, to make me less overwhelmed, to make me really see what needs to be done and break it into small groups, to small tasks, but it has inadvertently changed my entire attitude about my whole living condition, my whole housing condition, my whole dwelling. So that little spur of the moment idea, hey, I'll just put a bunch of tasks in a fishbowl and turn it into vlogmas, may have absolutely changed my life. Which is kind of silly and ridiculous to say in a way, but truly it has really changed the trajectory of a lot of stuff for me. Also, we're in the new year now. I'm very motivated right now. I'm very pumped on everything that I've been doing. There's been a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes, health-wise and fitness and stuff that I've been working on. And that's all been going really well. I just have a much better attitude and I'm working on myself and it feels really good. And I'm excited to keep working on the apartment. I've got a lot of ideas and I'm excited for the first time in a really long time about making this place nice. So I have filmed another video that needs to be edited and it's going to be ready to go. And then I'm diving into the office. But I have to get back to work. That's the other thing. Once I get back to work, my attitude might change completely again because I'm going to be busy and stressed and overwhelmed. So hopefully not. I'll have to rewatch this video myself a few times to pump myself back up and get motivated again. But there's more content coming. That's the bottom line. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being so supportive and kind. I had to delete only a few people, which is much better than normal. I think everyone was just really on board with this. And I love hearing how many people now are doing the fishbowl method. I love it. It's just really cool. I'm really glad that this resonated with a lot of people and let's just keep going. Let's keep going because, there's always more to do, but this is definitely something to celebrate. And I've been able to celebrate by having people over in my home and entertaining guests again, which is something that I absolutely love to do. So there's no better way for me to celebrate than to be able to say, hey, come on over. Come on over, guys. Come on over to my house. Blake will make a brisket. We'll watch football. I don't know. It's going to be fun. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. My channel really like took off over Vlogmas, and I'm just very grateful and thankful. And you have helped me more than I have helped you. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.